Hey, homegirl, welcome to the Girl Just Heal podcast, where together we learn how to navigate our healing journeys in a way that challenges us to destroy limits and break down walls that have been keeping us subject to our trauma. I am your host, your favorite homegirl, Neimoya Basden. And just like you, I am on this healing journey, navigating the ups and downs of this thing called life, while simultaneously allowing God to usher me right into the place where He wants me to be. So get comfy, grab your journal, and let's talk about all the ways we can heal, grow, and evolve together. Hey, homegirls, welcome to the Girl Just Heal podcast. I'm your favorite homegirl, Neimoya Basden, and child, listen. So how are you doing? I pray that you are doing well. Pray that you are healing well, feeling well, all of those good things. So let's go ahead and slide into the episode. We're going to start with some homegirl updates. So the first homegirl update is make sure you continue to go to girljustheal.com, okay? Get your prayer cards, get your homegirl merch, all of the goodies that we got on the website. And also the next homegirl update is Girl Just Heal Conference 2025 is happening this year, September, Southern Illinois, baby. Listen, just go to girljusthealconference.com. You'll learn all the details. We are coming together to execute on everything that God has put on the inside of us. And I am so ready to be in a room just full of women and community and sisterhood and just all of the things so that together we can heal, grow, and evolve and become the person that God has created us to be. So now we're going to shout out a homegirl. And this homegirl review is going to come from Instagram. Y'all know how I do. She sent it as a DM, so I won't mention her name. But she says, hi, first off, I want to thank you for what you've been doing and continue to do. Your podcast came into my life at the most perfect time, and every episode comes exactly when I need it and touches on the exact topic of my days. I want to say thank you and God bless your heart, mind, and soul, and may your days be filled with nothing but joy and blessings. Listen. Homegirl, I love it, okay? Thank you so much, homegirl, for this amazing review. I know I already responded to you in the DMs, but thank you so much for this amazing review. I love you, and I just look forward to healing, growing, and evolving together. So now, y'all, we're going to get into the most favorite part of this episode. Y'all already know what it is, baby. I don't even got to say it, but it is time for the what, y'all? It is time for the prayer cards. Prayer cards. It is time for the prayer cards. Prayer cards. Eight. Prayer cards. Prayer cards. Eight. It's time for the prayer cards, y'all. Time to get our word in. So let's see what our prayer cards got for us today. Let's see. Where we going? Ooh, okay. Two tried to jump out, but nah, we ain't gonna do two. We ain't gonna do two, baby, because if we do two, we going to church, okay? If we do two prayer cards right now, baby, we going to church. All right, so our scripture comes from Job chapter 22, verse 21, and it says, submit to God and be at peace with Him. Ooh. In this way, prosperity will come to you. Hold up. It says submit to God and be at peace with Him. In this way, prosperity will come to you. Submit to God. Okay. Instruction number 1, be at peace with Him. Instruction number 2, in this way, prosperity will come to you. So bookmark the scripture, homegirls. Job chapter 22, verse 21. Again, it says, submit to God. This scripture is really giving us instructions to have a prosperous life, okay? It says, submit to God and be at peace with Him. In this way, prosperity will come to you. So bookmark this scripture, y'all. Make sure that y'all go and visit this scripture and just let me know in the comments what the scripture means to you, all of that good stuff. So we're going to get into the episode. And y'all, for today's episode, I want to start off by reading this quote that I seen. I don't know if I seen it. I'm thinking, like, in my mind when I read the quote, I'm like, it has to be on a sermon or something. I don't remember exactly. All I know is I heard the quote and I was like, oh my goodness, that is good. Let me write that down, because I never thought about it like that. So let me just preface by saying that we've been on our little faith tip, okay? If you have been a homegirl, if you've listened to our first couple of episodes for 2025, then you know 2025 is the year of faith for homegirls. We're on our faith journey, just building our faith in God. And all things faith, really, all things faith in God, all things trusting and hoping and believing in God to do the things that we have been praying for him to do. We are having faith, okay, all 2025. And so I saw this quote. This quote had to have come like, I don't even know how many months ago. It was probably like 3 or 4 months ago that I wrote it down. And this quote says, "You can have faith for the outcome and still experience the pain of the process." I'm going to let that sit in. You can have faith for the outcome of whatever situation you are going through and still experience the pain of the process. Oh, one more time? Okay. You can have faith for the outcome and still experience the pain of the process. And when I wrote this quote down, I remember when I heard it or seen it, when this quote first came into my view, I said, oh my goodness, that is so good, because a lot of times we think that having faith in God just means that we ain't gonna complain no more. We ain't gonna wonder like, God, when you coming through, we not gonna question God a little bit no more. Like, we ain't gonna worry about nothing. We just gonna give it to God and we gonna rest. That is not true. Like, that is not 100% true. No matter what level you are on in your relationship with God, it's still going to be something in you that's just like, God, don't forget about me. You know, and it's not always that you going to God and you complaining to God, but sometimes it just be like you reminding God, like, God, I'm still here. I still do got faith. Lord, I'm still trusting you, okay? That's not, none of that has wavered. I'm still here trusting and believing in you, but I just want to remind you that, you know, your favorite daughter is down here and she's still waiting. And so when I read this quote, I was like, the reason I felt like this was so good is because sometimes it gets misconstrued and we don't understand that having faith in God doesn't mean that we won't still feel the pain. And this quote in particular, it was at a time where I was sitting in my grief like extra heavy, and I was like, you know, I lost my son. I still have faith in God to bless my husband and I with more children. Like, I have that faith. However, I still feel the pain of that grief. And so when I use it in that term, I was like, man, I think this would be a really good word, because a lot of us are dealing with grief in some form of another, or we are dealing with things as far as like faith, having faith and trusting in God and believing in God for some things. But we think that having faith or being on our faith journey cancels out the pain that we feel during the process. But it's like, no, those both can coexist, because first of all, we are still human. So we gonna still feel the pain. My grief ain't just gonna get up and walk away. You know, but I still have faith in the midst of that grief, in the midst of that process. I still got faith that God is going to come through and he's going to bless again. Like, my faith is still standing strong. However, I'm still realistically sitting with the pain of that process. I'm realistically sitting with that grief and dealing with that grief and handling that grief and getting over that grief. Like, I'm still doing all of the things so that I can come out on the other side of that grief, but my faith is untouched. And I hope this makes sense, because that quote really, really, like, it just had my wires turning, because I'm like, I've been looking for something like this. Like, when this quote came to me, it really was an answer to what it is I was going through at the time. And like I said, this was like 3 or 4 months ago, but this quote was the answer to what I was going through, because, and I'm just going to be vulnerable for a minute and open up about this. I just felt like after losing my son that I should, if I was going to have faith for God to bless me again, that I should get over losing him. Like, I shouldn't even be thinking about it, how I'm thinking about it. Like, nothing should be coming up for me, because I have faith in God to do it again. So when this quote came and revealed to me, it was like a revelation that no. You don't forget about the process. You don't forget about the pain. You don't cast the pain to the side. You don't push the process to the side just because you still have faith. But no, you take that faith that you have, and that faith that, God, I know you're going to do it again. God, I know you're going to turn this situation around. God, I know that it's working out for my good. I know that better days are ahead of me. You take that faith, and now you couple that faith with, but God, I'm still hurting. God, I was married for 20 years. I can't just get over this right now, but I got faith that you are going to bring me through this divorce untouched. I have faith that there is someone else out there that's waiting for me after this bad relationship. I have faith in that, but that faith doesn't cancel out what I'm feeling. My goodness, that's a word. That is a word. And if listen, I pray that you are catching this, because I'm really trying to give it to you how, like, it has been in my mind since I saw this quote. When I tell you that quote really blessed me, it really, really blessed me. It stirred something up in me. It was confirmation to me, and it really changed my outlook on having faith in God. Because a lot of times we think that when we have faith in God, that's it. Like, we just need to have faith and nothing else is going to go wrong in our life. We ain't going to feel nothing else that hurts us. Nothing else is going to feel bad. And that is so far from the truth. You are going to have faith in God, and baby, you still going to go through the ringer. You still gonna experience tough situations. You still gonna go through heartache and hardships and trials and tribulations. Just because you have faith doesn't cancel that out. But what does your faith say? And we talked about this before. Your faith says that even though I'm going through this situation, it's gonna be better for me eventually. So I'm just trying to prove to you that having faith while still going through the process and the pain of whatever it is you are dealing with, it can coexist. It, in fact, does coexist with one another. We don't have to compartmentalize those things. Like, well, if I got faith in God, then I can't feel the pain of losing my child. If I got faith in God, then I can't feel the pain of this divorce. If I got faith in God, I can't feel the pain of that friendship not working out. Like, no, we can put them together. Like, that friendship didn't work out, but I have faith in God that, Lord, even in this situation, that the outcome is going to be much greater than I feel right now. Like, we can put those things together. And so I just want to encourage you of that. I know that faith is something that a lot of homegirls are trying to build and trying to master. And y'all have really been warming my heart, baby, on y'all faith journey. Because the homegirl, what I really love about it is that y'all not leaving me out here by myself to go on a faith journey. But y'all like, you know what? Our favorite homegirl is on her faith journey, baby. We finna be on our faith journey 2025 too. And I love that you all are interested in how to build your faith in God, how to go on this faith journey. What is a faith journey? How do I have faith? When I tell y'all, I love y'all down. Like, I love y'all so much just for being present in these moments and doing the things that's required to build your faith. And I pray that this episode was one that really helped you, build your faith. I feel like God is going to give me a lot of different episodes when it comes to faith, because it's so many pieces. It is so many pieces to this faith journey. And so as I'm learning, of course, I'm going to share with you, homegirls. But I love y'all so much. That's it for this episode. I pray that this episode blessed y'all. I pray that you took something from this episode. If you did take a nugget from this episode, do your favorite homegirl a favor. Drop it in the comments of this episode if you're listening on YouTube. Or if you're watching on YouTube, or if you are listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go ahead and drop a review and let me know what the name of the episode is, and let me know what you took away from this episode. I can't wait to read your comments and read your reviews and all of those good things. So let's go ahead and close out this episode. Y'all know how we gonna do it, homegirls. We are going to close out with a Girl Just Healed mantra. And first, we're going to take a deep breath in and out. Oh, they be feeling so good. And that is just releasing all of the cares of today, yesterday, last week, this week, last month. Anything that come up to trigger you, anything that has come up to trigger you, we are releasing that off of us. And we're going to repeat the Girl Just Heal mantra together. And the Girl Just Heal mantra is, I accept myself for who I am. I free myself from all fear. And today, I choose to heal. I accept myself for who I am. I free myself from all fear. And today, I choose to heal. I accept myself for who I am. I free myself from all fear. And today, I choose to heal. So thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Girl Just Heal podcast. I'm your favorite homegirl, Neimoya Basden. And until we speak again, girl, just heal. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Girl Just Heal podcast. Be sure to connect with us on social media at Girl Just Heal. And if you need an extra dose of support during your healing journey, join our private Facebook community where we can continue to heal, grow, and evolve together.